This episode of Says Who is brought to you by you through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. That's our Patreon, where pretty much every Sunday you get this all over again. You get me and Maureen doing a little thing that we call the Town Watch, which is, I mean, it's basically this, but it's only 30 minutes and it's even looser if you can imagine that. That's if you give it the $5 or $10 a month level. That $10 a month level also gets you a sticker in the mail every month because you become a member of the Says Who Sticker Club. And by being a member of the Says Who Sticker Club, you get to make me have a panic attack around the 20th of the month every month when I realize I haven't made a sticker yet. It's great. It's symbiotic. We love it. The circle of life. Patreon.com/sayswho. That's it.
Hey, everybody. I'm having a terrible time, so why not get my books? When you pre-order my book, you keep me alive just 5 minutes longer. Even these geese are saying it. Everybody's talking about it. Books, my books, and...
You did it. That was great. Yeah, you should buy Maureen's books. She writes them sometimes in between dealing with emergencies. She makes time to write a book for you, and you should order them. And if you would like to order them through our own little web store, which we call kickbezosintheballs.org, you sure can. Her newest book, Morning at Death House, is available for pre-order.
It's Death at Morning House.
I like Morning at Death House. I'm sorry.
And no one can find it when you say that.
I mean, it probably comes up. Anyway, Death at Morning House is available for pre-order. Simply click on the very beautiful cover over there at Kick Bezos in the Balls, wherever it is that you want to order a book. And since you're clicking things on the internet, you can always go to merch.sayswhopodcast.com, which is our own clickable merchandise store. And then there's even shop.dansinker.com, where I sell a few patches for you. That's the deal, everyone. The internet.
It's great.
There it is.
All right, stick with me, kid. Just stay behind these balloons, okay? Just move.
I didn't want to come here. You told me that there was going to be some work for me.
Yeah, there will definitely be work. Just stay with me. Just keep those balloons by your face, okay? We're going to move. We got all these balloons around. Just move very slowly this way.
Why are we doing this?
No, he's over there. You can hear him talking over there. Okay.
Birthday boy.
Okay, so we're gonna move in this.
For my birthday, come and get a hug from the birthday boy.
So that's where we're headed. We're gonna go over to that guy. All right. If
I don't want to go over to that guy.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Move.
Hey, Balloon Man, are you here for a hug?
Give him the papers. Give him the papers, kid. Do it. Reach out.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm supposed to hand these to you. What? You want my autograph? Is that for you?
No, it's just it's a card for you, sir. It's a birthday card.
Like a card. Is there cashy-washy inside?
Sure is, Mr. Mayor.
All right, I'm gonna open that. Oh, no, what's this?
You're being served, sir. These are legal papers.
Being served another drinky winky.
Not anymore. I don't think so. The bartender said that you put the last drink directly down your pants, and
That's what needed the drink just then.
we just need you to acknowledge that you've gotten the papers, sir. If you could just.
I'm not acknowledging anything.
Do you like whiskey?
Does a rice cake go crunch?
That'll do, kid. That's enough. That's enough for legally. Okay, Mr. Mayor. We're just gonna leave, and here we go.
Everybody, thank the balloon guys for bringing me a present. Everyone, people, team.
Do you think he...
Guys, go pee! My pants are all wet now!
I'm happy he's wearing pants.
I'm taking them off!
Oh, Jesus, that is a ball sack. Oh my God. Oh, why is it green?
I don't want to be here anymore.
Welcome. It Says Who, the podcast that's just Dan Sinker screaming. I'm Maureen Johnson.
Christ. It is a coping strategy, but not for my throat. I am Dan Sinker.
A coding strategy, more like it.
I'm real gravelly now.
Yeah, it's How are you?
Me? Maureen Johnson, just got back from a third grade recorder concert. It was something. It was a cacophony of sound.
I imagine it sort of sounds like...
It was, I counted 35 children playing the recorder at once.
That's what I want to have behind me when I release my book.
That I bet it could be arranged. The music teacher, bless her heart, does easily 95% more than needs to be done. So that concert, so in third grade at the school that my child goes to, third grade, you get to learn the recorder, which is a big deal, right? Like everyone's always excited to learn the recorder. And so at the end of the school year, the third graders put on a performance for the second graders to get them excited. So this was, and then parents were invited as well. So this was 35 or so third graders performing for 35 or so second graders. And one would think, okay, that's a lot of children, but young children.
That's a lot.
They don't have a real sustained concentration level.
I don't know. They're known for it.
So
laser-like focus.
This is going to go quick. Maureen, it was 45 minutes long. They played like 10 songs. It was every song. It was like, well, that's got to be the end. And then it was like, okay, now everyone go move over to this thing, and we're going to sing this song. And
now a Gershwin melody.
Yeah. There was a lot of hot cross buns and things like that, but there was a lot of it. I mean, the children seemed to love it. The second graders were like, we can't wait for the recorder. Like, it all worked well, but boy, it was longer than I expected.
I remember in high school, we would give these we had a huge music department at our school.
Yeah. Like
for its size, the music department was massive. And you could take like extra music lessons, and our end of season, like Christmas and end of year concerts were 4 hours long.
Wow.
Because we had so many choirs, chorales, orchestras, jazz bands, combos, soloists. Like, they were relentlessly long.
Yeah.
Diabolically long.
This felt like that, though perhaps lacking the talent that was on exhibit during years. But I'm back. But it was long. We had to delay our recording because I was like, there's no way it's gonna go this long. But then it did. But he was thrilled. We all came. His older brother came, which was very nice because he got up early just to come. And it was great.
I played piano accompaniment to my friend doing a vocal at one of those concerts, and it was the most terrifying thing I've ever done, because playing piano in public was like my absolute number one fear.
Yeah.
I used to get uncontrollable handshakes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Terrified. Absolutely terrified.
Yeah.
And I remember Sister Marianne, the music teacher, saying, okay, well, don't let in other words, don't let the accompaniments play too fast. She's like, don't let the accompaniments accompanist run away from you. And I was like, this accompanist is going to like actually like
literally taking
run
that advice. Literally,
go.
I'm out. Johnson out.
And it was after one of those concerts that I don't think my mom came, and I was waiting to get picked up, and I was standing outside, and that's when the guy drove up to me and was asked me to come up to the car and was
a creeper,
and a creeper who had his
was having a little car sausage.
Yeah. And then I remember just being really angry and telling him to go fuck himself. And then being angry later that I hadn't keyed his car as he drove away.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, I was probably 14, but mostly I was just mad at myself because I was like, I should have keyed that guy's car. Maureen, you've let the side down.
Yeah, I think that simply shaming him was something there, but
I don't know. I was just unimpressed. I was like, fuck yourself.
Yeah, he was in the process.
It was just a different time, Dan, where you were just more like, this bullshit.
Not this again. Maureen, I feel like you are recording in from a goose field.
Yeah, there's suddenly a lot of geese behind.
What is going on there?
Maybe they're excited about all the snakes. Because I went down to the creek's edge, because we live on a creek, the other day, just because I was having a rough moment. I'm like, I just need to go out and get some air.
Yeah.
And I just said to myself, I bet if I look down, I might see a snake. And Dan,
there was.
I looked down and it was Snake Town. There were snakes everywhere. Like were everywhere I looked was another snake. I found one. I was like, oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. Oh my God, there's two crawling over. It was like, forget about it, Dan. It's Snake Town. It was all snakes. It was all snakes.
Maureen, I see your snakes and I raise you cicadas.
All right.
We are on the knife's edge of two broods coming together. A 13-year brood and a 17-year brood, and they are all emerging, and they just started this week. And let me tell you, these are the most fucking metal goddamn insects that have ever existed. So they hang out under the ground for 17 years.
Same.
They dig themselves out of the ground. And they look like little beetles, but they're still in a weird half form when they come out. They're these little brown, beetle-y, round dudes with legs, and they zombie-like at night walk from wherever they have dug themselves out of to find something to climb up.
Right.
Okay. So that could be a small plant. It could be a tree. It could be, as I have seen in multiple places in my neighborhood, a telephone pole. And they will just keep climbing. I don't know what their timing is, but there are some that are like all the way up at the top of the telephone pole. And then there's a whole lot that are at the bottom. So they climb up in their little beetle-y form. Then they fucking split open their back and crawl out of their own goddamn shell as if they were in some kind of exoskeleton robot-y thing. And then they split themselves open. They crawl out as these white larvaly looking dudes. And they just climb up just a little bit more. And their whole point is they're going to hang out in the sun for like a day. And they dry out and they go from these white larvaly dudes. They unfurl these huge wings. They turn black with red eyes. And then they just fucking fly around all summer doing nothing but fucking each other.
Okay,
That's
Dan.
their whole deal.
If nothing else, the cicada gives us a model for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
We come out of our cocoon of our ground where we've been buried under so much bullshit. We crawl our way at night where no one can see us.
Yeah.
And we seek the heights. We seek perspective.
Mm-hmm.
We come together as a group. We work together. We go up, up, up. We split our own back open.
Yep.
we come into a new form. We say, forget the old form.
Yep.
We give ourself a minute to enjoy ourselves in the sun. Give yourself a minute. You spread your wings.
Yep.
And you spend all your time fuck partying over the summer.
Yeah.
And that is exactly my plan for this summer.
And
almost
then
exactly.
They inject their eggs into the very tips of tree branches.
It's harder to
specifically so that those tree branches, like twigs, die and then fall off the tree, and the impact of the tree branch hitting the ground pops the eggs into the ground, where they then eventually burrow further down and hang out for another 17 years.
All right. I think what's happening is that as we fly, we sow the seeds of a new generation, a new way of life. We just take down the old. We remove the dead old branches. Dan.
Yeah.
We got to clear this away. The world is not being run right. So the youth take over by burrowing into the.
Can you see this?
Yes. What's it?
This is a photo from the tree just down the block from me.
Oh, look at that.
It is, you can see the white thing emerging from the back of the other one.
Yeah.
It is insane. Last night we were like, oh, let's go look, because there was like a telephone pole that Janice and I had noticed about a block away that was probably had 200 like husks or drying cicadas like on it during the day. And after dinner, we wanted to bring the little one over to check it out. So we went over, and we'd gotten kind of a late start, so the sun was setting. And so by the time we got over there, we realized, oh shit, there are ones crawling up right now, right?
Nice.
And so we went over to look. And then suddenly we realized, we looked down and the ground is just covered with them all heading toward this fucking telephone pole. And then finally at one point, the little one, who mind you was wearing slides with no socks, was all, oh, there's one climbing up me now. And it was just like heading up his leg. And to his credit, he did not freak out. We just kind of got it off. But yeah, it's wild. And the craziest thing is this is like day 2. And I guess the deal is they start emerging when the ground hits 64 degrees. And it's clear that like parts of the neighborhood where the sun hits more than others have hit 64, but the rest has not. So we are just on the precipice of the apocalypse of cicadas. And they haven't started flying yet. Just every now and then one will kind of by, but soon it's going to be wild.
That sounds great.
Yeah. I kind of like it. It is so metal and so fucking wild. And it's like, hey, guess what? Sorry, this prehistoric shit's going to happen now. Sorry, your summer's going to be wild. But prehistory has to emerge from the ground.
I don't hate it.
No. Nope.
Dan, I'm having a terrible time.
Maureen just let her hair down.
I did.
And then announced that you're having a terrible time. You are having a terrible time, Maureen.
I am having a terrible time. Which is, this is only makes sense because I was in France having a nice time.
Yeah.
So there's always got to be a payback.
Not real.
That's how life works. As I think I explained on the Town Watch over the weekend, that the day I was flying home, as I was on the plane home, as is his way, my father fell at the casino, specifically in a place at the casino called Foodies. And was taken out by ambulance, having hit his head and has landed on his side. Woof. And at first he was in for a night and it seemed okay. And then they kept him and they did more tests and they found that he had a broken hip. So anyway, my father is, you guys, I've discussed this before. He is a challenge, and like always, and in a bad way sometimes, and in a terrible way a lot of times. And he has not been great. He has been pretty bad, and it's a little bit fraught. So yeah, so I'm here. I don't know the rest of my life. I have no idea, Dan. Take a sip of this cold water.
As we discussed on the Town Watch on Friday, we had our living room ceiling collapse, a part of our living room ceiling collapse. We're still living with a hole in our living room ceiling, so that's fun. Talking to folks about dealing with it, but it's delayed a little bit as we have realized that probably the approach that we took that led to a hole in our living room ceiling, which was just ignore it. We should probably not continue to do with other parts of our weird 100-year-old falling apart house. So we're talking to people about kind of a broader set of work than just patching a hole in our ceiling.
Dan, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
But you know what, Dan? Dan, we're not the only people that got some bad news.
In fact, that's true. As the top of the show mentioned, old Rudy Giuliani had his 80th birthday ruined by pesky Arizona process servers who showed up to serve him papers due to the indictment on election fraud in Arizona. They came to Palm Beach where he was having his 80th birthday. Just prior, he had tweeted out a photo of him with a number of young women basically saying, hey, if you're trying to find me, Arizona process servers, I'll be here. And it turned out they did. Smart. That's some 4D level chess. They had been looking for him for the last couple of weeks. I need to find the actual tweet now because it's actually pretty amazing. All right. It's a photo of him with a bunch of kind of women and a
kind
dude.
of women.
Yeah. And he tweets, if Arizona authorities can't find me by tomorrow morning, 1, they must dismiss the indictment. 2, they must concede they can't count votes. Then they found him because he was at the same party that he tweeted at.
It's so good.
He evaded the law for like 2 weeks. That seems like a good thing to do. But no longer. He is, in fact, this morning being arraigned. All of the folks in that. He was the last of the people to be served. And so now they are arraigning all of them. He is doing it remotely. Most folks are in Arizona for that arraignment.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, Rudy. A message to you, Rudy.
Bwah, 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 bwah.
Stop your messing around. Try to think of your future.
It was fun.
Did you?
Yeah. Saw them at what is now nothing but a bad sports bar across from Wrigley Field, but weirdly used to have punk shows every now and then called the Cubby Bear.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, in addition to Rudy's legal trouble, Donald Trump's trial is coming now to a rapid close. Both the prosecution and the defense have rested their cases, though, as Donald Trump said outside court this morning, quote, we'll be resting pretty quickly. Resting meaning resting the case. I won't be resting. I don't rest. I'd like to rest sometimes, but I don't get to rest.
Okay.
That's a completely normal thing to say.
It's
outside
fine.
Of court.
It's fine.
Oftentimes, when talking about legal things, one might confuse somebody saying we're resting today with I am needing to take a nap.
Right.
That happens all the time. That's like half of an episode of Law and Order is them just saying like, no, we mean we're finishing the case. We're not going to sleep.
What are we napping? So I don't understand. Are we just gonna we laying down on like a sofa or something, or what's?
Yeah. Yeah. He felt he needed to clarify that he wasn't saying he was going to sleep, because he has been caught sleeping many, 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 many times now in this trial. Though he claims he's simply Zen-like,
Yeah, that's
taking
what
it
he's known
all
for.
in.
He's very Zen-like.
He is. That's what he's known for. Anyway, Trump did not end up testifying, despite insisting that he was going to testify many times. His lawyers seem to have smartened up slightly, enough to realize that the whole case goes out the window if that man opens his mouth under oath. Michael Cohen was on the stand for a number of days. The defense cross-examination of him was basically all about trying to portray him as a liar who's out for money. But it seems that mostly they have focused his testimony. They focused on his testimony around a single phone call that he said last week. He talked with Trump's bodyguard, Keith Schiller, and then Trump about the Stormy Daniels case, to basically say, hey, you know, we're good here. Like we're in agreement. But then the defense produced texts sent at about the same time between Cohen and Keith Schiller about how Cohen was being pranked by a 14-year-old on the phone. There were texts, the TikTok of the texts have, you know, them kind of going back and forth about this kid, what to do about it. And then he's like, I'm going to call you. So then they speak on the phone. This is a call that Cohen had previously testified was about Stormy Daniels. Then on cross-examination, he said it was about both this 14-year-old prank caller and Stormy Daniels. The whole call lasted about 90 seconds.
First of all, hero kid.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Like, tremendous work, kid.
Yeah, just good work. But you can bet that they are hooking reasonable doubt on this 14-year-old kid now.
Oh, I mean, this is Kidgate now.
Yeah. Yeah. The prosecution cross-examination mostly focused on the idea of getting Michael Cohen to kind of say repeatedly that he was not on trial here. This 14-year-old kid may throw the whole trial. Who knows? The jury is going to be out until next Tuesday because of Memorial Day and some other scheduled. I guess there was a juror that had to travel on Friday, and they normally don't work on Wednesday. So next Tuesday, it'll be closing arguments, which are expected to last about a day. And then the jury goes out. So it could well be that by the end of next week, we know whether or not Donald Trump has been convicted.
And then if he is, Dan, if he is, because it turns out it sounds like the case was a little bit stronger than everyone expected.
I mean, I think it really depends on who you talk to, right? Like, I couldn't really tell you at this point where it's landing. You know, while they did a lot of the early in the case, all the witnesses were sort of folks that write checks or folks that can talk to the provenance of checks or you know, people that testified about how much Donald Trump micromanages his money, you know, that sort of thing. So what they were really trying to do was kind of over and over again establish the idea that if $130,000 was coming out of Donald Trump's account, he was going to know it, right? That there was no way he wouldn't know. Then they brought in Stormy Daniels, which who knows how that played, right? And then they brought in Michael Cohen, who is Michael Cohen, right? So I don't know that anyone could say fully and completely this is a slam dunk, you know, because reasonable doubt.
Okay. But let's just say they did find him guilty.
Yeah. Okay.
Then what happens? Dan, what's going to happen?
Anyone's guess. You know?
The judge gives the sentence.
Right. Judge gives the sentence. Depending on what all he's found guilty of, it could be, there isn't jail time, maybe? I don't know. If that man ends up in jail, who fucking knows? But I don't know. I think I'm of the camp that I have a hard time seeing this being something that lands the man in jail. But who knows?
I think he could be found guilty and get a fine.
Yeah. Right. Like that. I think there are options here. But we'll know surprisingly soon, even though it's actually the trial with all of the, like, when you think of a 6-week thing, it sounds longer than what this trial has been. Cause I think it's been like 15 days or something, or 18 days or something. Cause they don't work Wednesdays and there's been a lot of time that's off. And as you've pointed out many times, like there's a lot of downtime in all of this. So
yeah,
it has not been 6 weeks gavel to gavel action or anything.
Gavel to gavel action.
But gavel I think it will actually end up running almost 8 weeks by the end of it. But like this week is 2 days long, so But who knows?
Well, I mean, I would guess that I think there is a chance that he could be found guilty.
Sure.
And then I'm sort of wondering if the outcome of this trial, because I think it seems so unlikely that he's going to get jail time. So let's just say he gets a fine or something. Then there's the greater question of like, this is a felony. Yeah. So what do you do when a convicted felon is running for office?
Well, the beauty is nothing, because there's no rules around that.
Yes, there's no rules.
All right, I'm looking now because I'm curious. Here are a bunch of SEO news bits about what happens if he's convicted. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right, this is not anything. I love the thing of news. Okay. Directed verdict. Before presenting their case, the defense will also have the opportunity to make a motion for a directed verdict when a judge agrees with the defense that the prosecution has not provided enough evidence for a conviction and says there's no need for a jury to decide. So that's a thing. Then it could end in a mistrial. The judge determines that the case is inconclusive and dismisses it. Okay, thanks. Possible appeal. If found guilty, it's likely Trump would appeal. Yeah, duh. Thank you. Potential for an acquittal. So that was not helpful, ABC News.
No.
All right. Time Magazine. Here we go. More dumb shit. Okay. What would happen if Trump is convicted? Can he still run for president? Yes. A felony conviction will not disqualify Trump. We knew that. Will Trump go to jail? Trump could potentially face imprisonment if he's convicted, though most first-time offenders in nonviolent cases are sentenced to probation and fines instead. I think that's probably the most important sentence
probation
to internalize there. First-time offenders in nonviolent cases are sentenced to probation and fines instead. The decision ultimately lies with Judge Merchan, who is not required to imprison Trump if he's convicted by a jury. The 34 charges Trump faces are all considered Class E felonies in New York, the lowest tier of felony charges in the state, which carry a maximum sentence of 4 years each. It's expected that the judge would impose a concurrent sentence so that Trump would serve all prison time simultaneously, 4 years maximum, if he goes that route. But given Trump's age, 77, lack of a prior conviction, the fact that he's the first former president to ever be criminally tried, and that he may become president again, legal experts say there's no guarantee that a conviction would result in jail time. Instead, it's more likely that Trump is sentenced to pay a fine and serve a form of supervision time if he's found guilty, perhaps reporting regularly to a civil servant in the city's probation department. Under a probation sentence, he could be jailed immediately for committing any additional crimes. There you go.
I don't know, Dan. We're going to take some money. I have an imaginary $5 bill in my hand, Dan.
Yeah.
You ready? Have you got your imaginary $5?
Yes.
All right, let me see it.
Here it is.
Thank you. He said, I made him hold it up, an imaginary $5 bill. And this is me. I'm tugging on it to show how crisp it is.
Yeah.
Now I'm full. Oh.
Whoa, what just happened? Maureen just did a thing with her hands, and suddenly there were fireworks going off behind her.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. What the fuck was that?
Is it, do like your mind just got blown. Do it slower. I don't know. That was weird.
Let's see if I wave.
Nope, nothing.
Do that?
Nope.
The fuck
anyway,
was that?
That was
amazing.
Yeah.
See
you
that?
know what? It's even better that it can't be reproduced.
The fuck was that? Okay. Take our imaginary. Do it again. $5. Guilty or innocent?
Hold
Not
on. Now
guilty.
I'm looking it up. How to trigger. Hold on. Now I want to know how it went.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Let's see here. Okay. Oh, there's a whole bunch. Okay. Hold 2 thumbs up. Boom. All right. So, we're going to run through all these now, Maureen. Sorry, everyone. Okay. All right. Make a heart sign with your hands. Let's see what, there you go.
Oh. Okay.
Give a peace sign. There should be some balloons. Yeah, There we go.
Okay.
Thumbs up should just show a thumbs up.
Do it.
How long you have to hold it. That's really helpful. Nope.
Come on.
There it is. Okay. Double thumbs down. It should rain. There.
Oh, yeah.
Double victory sign should drop some confetti.
Double victory sign. Like this?
No, that's you're doing British fuck yous there. Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Okay. These are very...
And then do a double horns and we should get a laser beams. Bring your thumbs in.
Thumbs in.
No, like, there we go.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. There you are. Those are really helpful. The delay really makes that work.
But they're really weird. It's like, act like a squirrel and lightning will come. Like, what? These things, like...
Anyway, what even... Oh, we were betting. We were betting imaginary $5. Maureen's giving a rainstorm thumbs down now. All right.
Sorry, they can't see this. Boy, am I having fun.
I can't see any of it.
But I am having... Obviously, you guys already know I'm having a wonderful time.
All right.
Maureen found out a thing. A computer does a thing. Okay.
What were we imagining our $5
guilty or not guilty?
For?
Guilty or not guilty?
Wait, let's review the charges again.
Okay.
What are the New York charges? The best thing is my computer is in caps lock, so it's like I'm screaming it. All right. Okay. 34 charges. Oh, come on. Give this to me. Why is goddamn information so fucking stupid now?
I don't know, Dan. Does it make you feel like this?
It does. Makes me feel thumbs down rainstorm. Yeah, that's right.
Thumbs down rainstorm.
All right. 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree.
Okay.
Though that is it. So every check counted as a falsified business record, basically.
Okay.
So those are the charges.
35 counts of falsifying records.
34.
And
all right. Here's how we're going to do this so that we can't influence each other's votes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to hold your thumb up or down out of the video frame.
Okay.
And on the count of 3, we're going to bring it into frame.
All
so
right.
Up is guilty, down is not guilty.
All right, you're going to do it too?
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
3. I did it down. You did an up.
Yeah. And
then you got an up from your up.
And you got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm going to find him guilty.
I think that they are going to be able to get into a wiggly space where they are like, well, did he falsify the business records or did somebody else falsify the business records? And thusly, they'll end up in reasonable doubt situation.
Well, one of us is an optimist.
Well, yeah, that's you for sure. It's not me.
It's what I'm known for.
No one was going to confuse that one. That was not a mystery that anyone needed to solve.
I mean, no, I guess not. I guess not.
But Maureen, here's the good news.
Okay, I'm looking for good news.
You might be saying to yourself, oh no.
Oh no.
The trial is ending.
Oh, well, okay.
And what in the world am I going to do all summer? Well, good news.
Oh, good.
Because unexpectedly, we have a debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden coming in hot on June 27th.
How did I not know about this?
Until you wrote this in the note. I'm sorry to be the person that brought you this news.
I think the last couple of days I've been pretty occupied with some bullshit. So maybe this was
announced a bit ago now. But
I was busy being in France.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. You were busy being in France, actually enjoying
life.
Things for once.
Yeah.
But yeah. Biden. So Donald Trump has been using the catchphrase anywhere, anytime for a while.
You know what that means.
About debating Joe Biden.
It's also fucking and pooping.
It is all the fucking and pooping. For sure. But the Biden administration suddenly woke up one day and decided, well, why not? So they announced that they would do it with some stipulations. Anywhere, anytime means two places, one time each. No audience.
Good. Okay.
Hosted by news organizations. June 27th, hosted by CNN. And then September 10th, hosted by ABC.
Okay.
These are all outside of the Commission for Presidential Debates. This is a non-sanctioned bout. And the Trump people agreed. So it's exciting because in just a little more than a month, Maureen, we get to have a presidential debate. Yay. Thumbs fireworks.
I think the no audience thing is really interesting.
Yeah.
Because that man really needs the people to fill the void, the screaming void inside of his head.
Yes.
And to drown out the voices. And he doesn't thrive on silence.
No. Yeah.
So
definitely not.
I just had a terrible flashback. Remember the Clinton-Trump debate where he stalked her around the room?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Like a giant creeper. It just got to me for a second. I was like, "Ugh, that's right."
Do you remember the debate with Joe Biden, where it is now very clear on a timeline wise that Trump had COVID at that moment?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, no audience.
Where did they debate when he had COVID? Because that didn't have an audience.
I can't remember.
It was just like right? So that didn't have an audience, and it was just kind of a very weird, he got through that. This is going to be terrible.
Oh, it's going to be a shit show for sure.
What is the 27th of June? Let's look. Let's see here. 27th of June is a Thursday night. So obviously you and I will be covering that live.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And if not on Twitter, where are we going to do it? Patreon?
Stream it. We could stream it. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, why don't we stream it? You
We can
hear that
figure
phone?
out.
Landline's
Yeah,
get you.
you
Done.
getting a call. I love it.
Call from name unavailable.
Every person's parent has that caller ID that yells out into the void.
Call from name unavailable.
Anyway, I believe another stipulation is that they have microphones that will auto cut off at the end of the time.
I would prefer it maybe like a dunk tank situation. Like if you don't stop talking, the floor
opens up below you.
and you go in the
Boom.
tank.
Yeah,
man,
so
dunk tanks freak me out.
A full shit show. Trump's people agreed and then almost immediately kind of began to push back on all of it. So who knows if these will really happen. Trump is suggesting that they do 2 more in front of huge audiences, as the counter, I guess. But yeah, so get excited. The Biden's people, their argument was, we need to have the debates before early voting starts. So, which, I mean, I actually think that's probably a good thing if it wasn't these candidates in this life. The big argument is whether RFK Jr. will be allowed.
Oh, man.
In case you really want to know how shitty this is going to get.
I don't want anyone messing up our weird old man contest.
I mean, he's just a weirder old man, but yeah.
It muddies the water, Stan, of the pure. I want the pure terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think he will. Like, because this is all just sort of, we're making up our own rules now. Like,
right. He likes that.
Yeah, I think that he will not. I think he will not be invited.
You got to get vaxxed to go. So we'll tell him that.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a vaccination party.
I would invite his brainworm though. A little stool and a little tiny microphone. Hello.
Hi, brainworm. Did you enjoy your time in RFK Brain?
I imagine that that brainworms speak like the parents in a Peanuts cartoon. Rebuttal. Mr. Biden, rebuttal.
Hey, guy.
I don't know. All you did was say, hey, guy. But it made me laugh a lot. I'm not looking forward to it.
Hey, guy.
And by it, I mean anything from here on out.
It's all snakes, Dan. All snakes and everyone's cicadas. Snakes.
Play our new game, Snakes and Cicadas. The nice thing about all of this shit is that my time has freed up significantly because yesterday was the last day of Ohio.
Hold on. There we go.
Giving me the horns? Yeah, you got me the horns. This is going to work? No, I think you're throwing it. I think by connecting your hands. Oh, there they are. There are the lasers. Boom. Yeah, wrapped it up. 13 months. 40 some odd websites. 300 plus Instagram posts. Hundreds of tweets and then threads. 170 some odd town announcements.
Hey, Dan.
All done.
What? I'm here. Welcome to the barbecue. What have you been doing?
It's good though. We wrapped it up real good. I was real happy with the way we wrapped it.
Dan, you did an amazing. As ever, you just do amazing things.
We did an amazing thing. I'm very, very happy with it. Joe and I had a big meeting probably a month ago where we talked about the last 5 days, and I think we executed on that very, very well. My favorite thing is we built a little memorial wall for the characters so that they could kind of memorialize things before this town disappeared. Spoiler alert. And But then we made it open submission, and it's actually become this very beautiful thing where people are remembering loved ones and prior
That's
lives.
amazing.
And it is actually really quite amazing. Yeah, it's great. It's great, but it's very funny because I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I don't have to do that now. And I was like, where's the email that I get from Joe? It wasn't there. So I sent him an email that just said, I'm sending you an email because usually I get an email from you.
Well,
That was all it said.
We'll be talking about other things, Dan, so don't you worry. We're going to fill that hole. Fill that hole. Fill that hole. I don't even know what. Hey, I just heard something really interesting, and I just said, fill this hole. Fill the hole. Yeah, my man's going to debate.
Yeah, he is.
He loves debate. You know what I mean?
No?
Loves debate. He's a master at it. He's a masturbate. Yeah.
No. I don't want that. I don't want that in my life.
He's got that ice cream cone grip. You know what I mean? That's all practice.
Fuck off. That's horrible.
Start spreading the news and other things. My man Joe is a masturbator. I said debater.
Jesus Christ.
I'm so very clever.
Oh, God, what am I doing?
This is tremendous wordplay. He's getting out on stage in front of the nation, okay? He's got things in his pants. He's been to Paris, France, but it's up to you, master debate. Feel that hole. That's me, the sister.
Oh, God. Says Who is made possible by you through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/says who, our Patreon, where you give it the $5 or $10 a month level. You get this all over again.
I'm so pleased with myself.
Where we do something on Sundays that we call the Town Watch. And if you give it that $10 a month level, you get to send me into abject panic on the 20th of the month every month when I make a sticker just for you. That's all available at patreon.com/says who. Our theme music is performed by Ted Leo. Our logo was designed by Darth. You can contact us at Says Who Podcast on Threads or at Says Who at omfg.town on Mastodon. You can email it, hey, that's HEY at sayswhopodcast.com. There's a discussion always happening over on the Facebook group at Facebook/group/Says Whovians. Our Facebook group is moderated by Janice Dillard. Thanks, Janice. It's also a fan-run Discord server at tinyurl.com/says who Discord. Whatever you do, spread the word, subscribe, leave stars and reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube for some reason, or wherever it is that you listen. And you can join us next Wednesday, the 29th of May. Fuck.
That's bad news.
What the hell? That's insane. For our very next episode, from my basement in Chicago, I am Dan Sinker.
And from Pennsylvania, where, I don't know, I guess I live forever now. I'm Maureen Johnson.
And this has been Says Who.
Hey, guys.